If you're just joining us, you are viewing GMT. I'm your host, Natalie Sealey-Richadson this morning, and we are getting right into it. Of course, we are at a different location. As Adana said, we are outside in our inside studio this morning, and we are at the Magdalena Grand Pro Golf Shop. Or is it Golf Pro Shop? I think it's Golf Pro Shop. That's it. And of course, many of you who are into golf, you know this place, and maybe you're visiting, you're on vacation, and you want to know how can you, get your golf in. You're accustomed to your different games, morning, afternoons. Yes, you have a beautiful golf course right here. And of course, merchandise to support that hobby, that sport. So this morning, sitting with me is Kimmi Alfred, Potts Technical Production Officer of the Tobago Festivals Commissions Limited. Good morning, Kimmi, and welcome.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Of course, tomorrow, August 1st, we know it's Emancipation Day. It's very significant for us here, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but throughout the Caribbean, where Emancipation is celebrated on August 1st. And there is always a grand celebration to commemorate this day. So Kimmi, tell us a little bit about what we can expect, and also why is this significant for us here in Tobago?
So in 1834, we had the abolition of slavery.
Yeah.
And although slavery was abolished, the people weren't exactly free. But in 1838, the people were actually emancipated. And for them, they were a little in disbelief because they originally thought that they were freed in 1834.
Right.
Right. So in 1838, in true Tobagonian style, we went to the Lord first. So we used to celebrate in churches. The church used to be filled with people.
Right.
And, as time progressed, the celebration of the African emancipation changed and it looked different. So in the earlier days, as I said, people were in churches a lot and they used to give their testimonies about what happened to them during the slavery period.
Right.
And then they moved to a period where celebrating emancipation became this larger than life experience where people used to cook and clean and cook. One research said that it was bigger than Christmas.
Right.
The way they celebrated.
Yes.
And then, we eventually took it to the streets of Scarborough.
Right.
So I guess this is how we end up here.
Yes.
Celebrating in the streets of Scarborough. And I mean, why not? Why not go back to the place where it really started?
Yes.
Which is the streets of Scarborough. This is during my research, I found out that when the slaves found out that they were going to be free, because they actually found out on June 2nd of 1838.
Right.
And they were up at the old market square, which is uptown by Tambourine.
Yes.
So, it was kind of fitting. We were tossing around the idea of doing the celebration versus James Park. But James Park is a more contained area.
Yeah, and it's quite small.
It's smaller, so it's easier for us, and it's picturesque.
Yes.
So we decided, let's keep it at James Park. It's close to its original proclamation was done. And that's the reason for us choosing that venue.
Okay.
And going back to Scarborough.
Right.
We moved the time.
Okay.
As well, so it's no longer in the hot sun.
Right.
Because we used to have a lot of complaints about the hot sun. But it also gives us an opportunity to use our flambeaux.
Oh, beautiful.
A flambeau is a significant part of the Tobago Heritage Festival, and we have really seen it for quite some time. And this is the perfect opportunity for us to use the flambeau to make Scarborough look pretty under the lights, under the people. You can imagine 300 flambeaux coming down the streets.
So you're starting at James Park?
Yes, we are. So we are asking patrons to gather at 5 p.m.
Right.
Then we're going to have a sort of reenactment, storytelling, interactive sessions. So public, do not be afraid to sing, clap, and dance while this session is happening.
Right. We are celebrating our freedom.
We are.
Yes.
We are. So
yes.
Please feel free to join. And then we take to the streets of Scarborough, and then we head down to Market Square.
Okay.
We have bamboos for patrons to beat on the road, to make their own music, their own sound. And we are also giving out flambeaux so that people could feel very immersed.
Oh, I like that. So you're getting that first-hand experience. You are part of it. You're part
Yes.
of the production now and not just a spectator.
Yes. So the intent this year is to really have this particular form of celebration very, very inclusive.
Right.
Rather than just watching groups parade, we are inviting the public to join. So that's why we are telling people to dress up in the African fancy dandan
Yes.
and get in on the action.
Yes, yes.
Because,
Come out like royalty tomorrow.
Yes. I mean, at the end of the day, our ancestors worked really hard for us to continue the celebration and not just to watch, but to join in and get in and feel free.
Yeah.
You know, I think that this is going to create a very nostalgic moment. I want, if they're looking down from the heavens, that they could say, yes, look at our people celebrating all that hard work we did on the estates.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the intent is really so that people could have an immersive experience. People can celebrate and continue to remember that we are free and celebrate our African heritage.
Right. And is there a theme for this event?
Unbutu, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Tell us a little bit about what it means.
Uniting of the people.
Uniting of the people.
Yes, uniting of the people, one together, everybody coming together and just being one.
And let me just indulge you in a different aspect, because we're talking about the event and we want Tobago to come out. But when you talk about a theme like that, uniting the people, it's not just for one day. It's not just about Emancipation Day, August 1st, but being united as a people throughout. And I think sometimes, for us as African descendants, we get lost in that unity.
Yeah.
You know, and I really hope that there is some sort of self-reflection, and moving forward, we need to support each other, whether it's just within our families, whether it's, you know, our business community here on the island, because too often I hear, you know, people talk about us, and in this kind of, you know, derogatory way, as though somebody is trying to steal from them when they walk into their business places. And that's not so. I mean, years ago, there was such a price difference between Trinidad and Tobago. And you really don't have that. You may have one or two places, but generally, because when my friends come from Trinidad and they go to a particular large grocery items, there are certain items they say they go for because it's cheaper here than in Trinidad.
Yes.
You know, so I really, really hope that it's not just about, while we're coming out to celebrate tomorrow, that we really reflect what emancipation
is
means.
really all
and
about.
It's not just, you know, that physical freedom, but looking at our attitudes, our beliefs, what are we teaching the generations to come about being proud of who we are, and not just being proud, but doing things so that people can see who we are and taking our place.
Yes.
You
I
know?
really hope that this Emancipation Day celebration really reinstalls some sense of pride into the island. You know, we just talking about a murder.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be killing ourselves.
That's right.
Rather, we should be celebrating and uplifting ourselves. So I am hoping that this celebration really does that for us as a people and really close this season, because this particular Heritage Festival, I think I could say was a success.
Right.
This pilgrimage ends tomorrow, and we're picking it back up next year, July 2026. But I really hope that it ends in a bang and people really feel the freedom and the energy that we are united in one.
Right. So tomorrow, 5 p.m., uniting the people. Come out in your numbers. Remember, it's not hot sun time, but it is 5 p.m. gather so that you can be a part of the full experience, whether it's storytelling, drama, you know, and of course, then you get to be a part of the procession, not just a bystander, but being immersed in the experience. What should people look out for as we wrap up? So we know we have the procession. Is it sometimes we may have businesses still open.
We have, so at the end of the procession, we have a concert at Market Square.
Okay.
Which is going to be a vibe. Very upbeat, very celebratory.
Yes.
Very happy, because we really want people, when they leave Market Square, to be a happy bunch of people.
Yes.
Yes, that's the intent.
Right. So, of course, come out in your numbers, tell a friend, tell a neighbor. We are celebrating who we are. We are celebrating our ancestors' freedom. We have an idea. I think some of us don't know what they went through, but we have a good idea of the sacrifices and, you know, the trauma that they would have experienced for us to be here today. So let us just come out, celebrate. And as Kimmi said, you know, dress up in your African prints, come out like African royalty. We are a royal people, and let's just celebrate. So thank you. So it's 5 5 p.m., gather at James Park. And remember the theme, Uniting the People. Thank you, Kimmi, for telling us about tomorrow's event. And, you know, we're wrapping up the whole Heritage Festival as well through this event. So viewers, stay tuned. We go for a quick break. When we return, we meet our next guest. And remember, we're on the outside and an inside studio this morning. We're at the Magdalena Grand Golf Pro Shop, where you can get all the needs for this sport, or maybe it's a hobby for you. This is the place to be on the island. All right, so we're coming right back, so don't go too far as we go for this break.